Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be giving my official review of the first ever Second Sky Festival by Porter Robinson. For those that don't know me, my name is Aid. I'm a music festival content creator. I own VWATRIBE.com, which is a blog all about going to music festivals, tips, tricks, reviews, all that good stuff. Today, I'm going to be talking about Second Sky Music Festival, which happened about... Oh no, those baby hairs! This time last week. I decided to go to the first ever Second Sky Music Festival because Porter Robinson is my absolute favorite DJ, my number one. I will go anywhere and everywhere just to see him. Second Sky was absolutely amazing and I just wanted to talk about it and to give advice because it is happening next year. At the end of the festival, he announced see you in 2020, so it will be happening next year. So in case you wanted to know how the festival was logistically, musically, all that good stuff, keep watching. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to vibe with me and join the little Vibe Tribe. You guys are awesome, and this will be my last video before Electric Forest. So if you are going to Electric Forest, be sure to check out my Find Me at Electric Forest video so you can see what sets I'm going to be at, my totem, meetup details, all that good stuff. Yeah, this will be my last video before Electric Forest and I will be out of office basically. No more videos the rest of the week. And I will be enjoying some much needed time to relax and just be fully immersed in Electric Forest. And I'm so excited. So if any of you are going, please let me know. I can't wait to meet you and I'm so excited. Let's get into this video. All right, so Porter Robinson, Second Sky, he announced this back in like March and tickets sold out like that. At first, he only announced that there was a Saturday show and then he didn't realize like how fast it would sell out or anything like that. So he opened up a Sunday day as well. And it was in Oakland at Middle Harbor Shoreline Park, which is like West Oakland, I guess. It's near West Oakland BART station. So that's what they kind of coined as like West Oakland. I've never been to Oakland. I'd been to San Francisco before. And so I went to San Francisco maybe in 2016, I want to say, for a friend's birthday. And so when we were planning out like where we were gonna stay and all that stuff, I found an Airbnb that was right near the venue. It was like a 20-minute walk, which wasn't bad at all. We decided to walk there and we weren't gonna walk back on the way home, just it might be a little bit sketchy, so just like to stay aware of that kind of thing. So we walked there to the venue on Saturday. Gates opened at, I want to say 11. Virtual Self started at noon. So for those that don't know who Virtual Self is, that is Porter's like side project, alter ego, whatever you want to call it, experimental thing to be on this lineup. And so he really wanted to make sure that all the artists got their credit and their love and all that they deserve. And so he wanted to make sure that everyone was kind of there at noon to then enjoy the rest of the festival, which I think is really smart because a lot of the times if we don't know a lot of artists on the lineup, we're like, oh, we can go later. So I think it was really smart of Porter to do this on top of having like exclusive merch. It was also enticing to people to get there early, get in line, all that stuff. And I think just so you could be there and get to experience the whole day. It was a one-day festival. It started at noon, ended at 10. We got there right before noon and got to see Virtual Self. Just kind of hung out the rest of the day. I really liked the whole layout of the festival. It was set up to where you went through security first, then they scanned your ticket. It didn't really take that long. I think security barely took any time. It was them scanning the tickets, took a little bit longer. And then once you entered under this like floral cave kind of thing. It was so cool. But I think that was just like a nice transition to like, okay, you're now leaving this world and going into Porter's world and something like that and entering Second Sky. And as you entered in, there was big Second Sky letters with the San Francisco skyline in the background, which was so pretty. I wish I got a photo there, but there was just so many people by the time we got there that it was like gonna be hard to get a photo without other people in it. And I'm just like, I don't know, I like to have my backgrounds without people, but that's just me. But I still like the layout of it. They also had security guards inside the gates where you could get a 21 wristband. This is typical of Goldenvoice events. If you don't know who Goldenvoice is, that is a production company that does a lot of events in California in Coachella. That's the production company basically. And so they like to do wristbands. So you get like a 21 plus wristband and then you can buy drinks. It's not like you go and get a drink and then get ID'd. So they were already doing that, which was good to just get out of the way in case we wanted a drink. And then once you entered the festival, you passed the second sky letters. There was a huge wall. I don't know if it was like covering up something or if it was just there to be a part of the festival, but you basically could walk up to the wall. There was a ton of Sharpies attached to string, and you could like leave your mark on second sky, which I thought was really cool and really fun way to kind of leave your mark on this first time that this festival is ever happening. So I left my mark. I wrote a little Vibe with Aid thing on there because so on brand for me. Then you kept on walking along, and then finally it like opened up to this big turf area, and then that was where the stage was. So there was all turf and then the stage, which I really liked. I guess for Dirty Bird Barbecue San Francisco, that had just happened. It was all dirt. On all dirt lots, it's really hard because like all the dirt gets kicked up, your allergies get fucked up. So I'm really glad that they had just like turf down and we could just hang out there all day, which was super nice. The one thing that I did notice with this setup is that there were so many places to get alcohol. Like there was just one area for food basically, and then like everywhere I turned there was somewhere to get alcohol.
Let's just talk about how many lines there are just for beer and cocktails.
It was insane. It was wild. And you see that in the vlog. I'm like, oh my God, look at all these places to get alcohol. And then there was only one area to get food, and I didn't really document it, but the food lines were crazy when it came to like peak times to eat. I wish I got to try the food a little bit more just because he had posted about it before and like all the vendors sounded really good. But when it came time to eat, I went to the shortest line possible, and I went to this vegan restaurant line, and I got this vegan burrito that was actually really good, and it was so filling, so I was pleased about that. There's all these drink lines, but then like when it came to the food lines, I think they had like maybe 8 vendors, I want to say. The lines for that were crazy. Also, speaking of lines, the merch line. Wow. Oh my God. I feel so bad for people that waited in that line for hours. Like, I did not do that, and thankfully I had some really dope friends that just were already at the front of the line and were able to buy me something. Sorry if that offends anyone, but they offered and I was like, can you just get me a long sleeve? And lo and behold, this is what I got, and I'm really happy with it. It's so comfy. That merch line, I was like, I'm not gonna wait in that. Like, I could just go hang out with my friends, enjoy the other sets, enjoy the other artists. So we decided to not wait in the merch line. Thankfully, we had friends that waited and were able to get us some stuff. The one thing I think I will say is that to better manage, I think that crowd control, next year they should probably have 2 separate areas for food, 2 separate areas for merch. Like I said, they had all these drink lines and multiple places to get drinks, but then when it came to food, it was just one central area for food and one central area for merch. So I think if they were to split that up next year, it would help kind of that crowd control a little bit better. Overall, porta potties were fine and other things were fine. Obviously never had to wait in line to get a drink. Just had to wait in line to get food and merch, which kind of is expected when you are going to a festival, you know? And then getting home was a little bit of a shit show. You either had to take a ride share and wait for that in the ride share area, or you had to take a shuttle to go to the West Oakland BART station, which if you were coming from SF or any other part of Oakland or something like that, that's like a really good option to take that. My group, we were like, well, we could just walk home, which like went against everything we had said before about walking home. And so they wouldn't let us walk home. The police would not let us walk home. And so we were like, okay, well, looks like we're just gonna have to get an Uber. And we didn't want to get an Uber with the whole group of people trying to get an Uber because it's gonna take forever, it's gonna cost a lot of money, and we're like tired, we just don't want to deal with it. And so we were like, well, let's just try and walk a little bit the other way through the ride share further down and see if we can get one a little bit easier and it won't cost as much money, whatever. And this ride share lady that was like managing the crowds, I feel so bad for her. I was like, we're just trying to walk home, even though we weren't walking home, we were just trying to walk further down just so we could get an Uber. But I was like, we're just trying to walk home and like they won't let us go that way. And she was like, you can walk that way. I was like, no, the cops literally won't let us walk that way. What? And she wouldn't let us through because we had to show that like our ride was ready and here or something, or like what lot we were getting picked up at or something like that. And I was just like, can you just let us through? And like everyone, like all my friends like knew I was like getting heated because it's like, why can't you just let us through? Like the cops won't let us walk this way. Like what can we do to get home, basically. And so then finally she let us all through, like our whole group through. I was being so sassy and feisty. I was just like, no, like let us through. Let me get home. Then we walked a little bit further down, and then once we got kind of away from the commotion, we decided to order 2 Ubers. It wasn't bad. I think we were able to split it and it was totally fine. And then we got back to our Airbnb and we were home by like 10:30 maybe-ish, and then in bed by 11, passed out, all that stuff. So it was a really fun day. Overall experience, I say, was 10 out of 10. Like I said, the lines and getting home is always gonna be a shit show. That's anything with any festival. Overall, for being the first time that this festival happened, I thought it was very well done. There wasn't anything where I was like, oh shit, like this is messed up, this isn't gonna work, you know? Like the sound was good, production was good, overall like experience of it all, I'd say was pretty solid. Good job, Porter. It was a great time for sure. That was just the overall experience of the festival. Now let's talk about the music, my favorite part. So with this lineup, I probably only knew a couple of names. I knew of Nina Las Vegas, I knew of G Jones, Cashmere Cat, Maddion, and Porter. So between Virtual Self, Nina Las Vegas, and G Jones, I had no idea what was going on. But that's the beauty of going to a music festival, is that you are exposed to new artists and new sounds and things like that. I really had no idea what to expect. I checked out some of the artists beforehand, just didn't know what to expect, what it would be like live. But overall, my friends and I were pretty turned. We were having a good time. If you see in the vlogs, we were all enjoying just kind of being together and just hanging out in that turf. Virtual Self, he only played for 30 minutes. He was so much better than EDC. I don't know what it was at EDC 2018. I was just not feeling his set. I saw Ghost Voices, and then after that, there's like maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and I was like, I'm not feeling this, and we went and saw other artists because it's EDC. There's so many conflicts and stuff like that, so we were like, let's just go catch someone else. This was cool, but let's go somewhere else. And so I was down to go to Virtual Self and give it another chance, just because after that he had so many other releases, he had other edits, he changed things up. But then also none of my friends had ever seen Virtual Self, so they all wanted to see him, so I was like, okay, let's go early. And that 30 minutes was so good. I didn't want it to end, but he only played 30 minutes, but it was so good. And at the end, he gave like a little welcome to Second Sky speech, which I thought was really cool. And he really wanted to make sure that the attention and love we just gave him, we would give to the other artists, which I think is really important, that when someone's curating a festival, they want all the other artists to get the praise that they deserve and to expose them to people and whatnot. And so I thought it was like such a cute moment. I was like, Porter. And then he announced about his fundraiser that he had going on for the Malawi Fund, and so to make sure that you like went and donated to that cause. After that, it was Nina Las Vegas, and I remember at the beginning of the day I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get any shuffling in, like dang it. And I totally forgot Nina Las Vegas has like a housey vibe to her. After Porter was done, I went to go like fill up my Vibedration. I went to the bathroom, got a drink, and then all of a sudden you just hear this house beat going. And I'm like, yes, thank God. And I was wearing my platform sneakers, and I decided to kick them off and just started shuffling, and she was so good. So much fun. She also played Bad Guy by Billie Eilish, and I think I nearly fainted because we love that song. So that was Nina Las Vegas, super, super good. After that, I believe it was Wednesday Campanella. Yeah, it was Wednesday Campanella, which she was like a Japanese vocalist, and she was cool to listen to, just hang out on the grass. What was weird was that there was this like black curtain behind her that just kept on blowing with the wind, but like one part of it was like lower than the other, and I don't know if that was on purpose or not. And at one point, the black curtain just fully encompassed her. And I was like, is she okay? Is she like suffocating? Like, it was just the weirdest thing, but like, it was like very like artistic still and theatric. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, this like blow up soccer ball thing just came out of nowhere and was like on stage with her. And then it just like flew off the stage and then like went across the festival until it just like hit a pole and then like deflated. And like we were were all so confused if that was on purpose or if that was an accident. It was the weirdest thing, but you know, she was really good. I don't know. And then after that was Anamanaguchi, and they, in my vlog, their one clip that they have, Porter actually plays this song in his DJ sets.
I got you.
So when I finally heard this song, I was like, oh my God, this is from them. Like, I had no idea. Yeah, another super fun group that we were just chilling in the grass, hanging out to. And then there was Chrome Sparks and Caro Caro Bonito, also really good artists. Those artists that Porter picked, you could definitely see why, and I'm really glad that he like picked them because it just fit with the overall vibe, I think, and it definitely like kept on like bringing the energy more up as it got throughout the day. Probably my favorite set, besides Porter, was G Jones. I had seen G Jones at Electric Forest back-to-back when he did G Jones back-to-back EPROM, and then he came out with The Ineffable Truth, his album, and seeing that album live, like I want to see it again, but this time like when it's dark, because it was pretty light out when he was still going, but I want to see it when it's dark in like a theater type setting or like a warehouse, something, because those visuals are literally insane and he is so talented. I could go on and on about G Jones. That was so good. Oh. And then there was Cashmere Cat, which Cashmere Cat, I had seen Phoenix Lights 2017 and those sets were pretty similar. I don't think he's really come out with new music since then, maybe a single here or there, but it was still good. Still good vibe, still good hanging out. When he played Quit You by Ariana Grande, I was just so happy. All in the feels, but Cashmere Cat always is great. And then we got to see Maddie on, and he premiered his new DJ set, the Good Faith DJ set, and he's gonna be going on tour, the Good Faith live tour, because he's coming out with an album. I saw Maddie on Decadence 2018, I wanna say. No, 2017, Decadence 2017. So good, but this just like blew it out of the water. He did not come to play. He was just like throwing banger after banger, and it was just so good. That's all I have to say about Marion. Like, I will definitely be buying his tickets to see him on tour because he was just amazing. He's also gonna be at Lollapalooza too, which I'm excited about that. That's how you know I've been filming too long, when my camera just shuts off for no reason. Anyway, then our king, Porter, finally came on, and man, that was the best Worlds live set I think I've ever seen, will ever see in my entire life. New music is for sure coming. I don't know if he like sprinkled some in, but there was new edits in there. I finally saw Hear the Bells live, and I was just like blown away. And I think my favorite part of that set was just looking at my friends and realizing we've all been in Porter sets together, and this one was just so special being with them all. And I don't get to see my friends a lot, so being with them is like always special. And then Ryan, I like asked him, I was like, now do you like get it? Like, do you get like why I love him so much? And he was like, oh my God, yeah, like this is so good. Like he's amazing. Like, this was so good. And just to have your significant other like understand you in that way of why you like an artist so much, like, just feels so good. You know what I'm saying? That they were just like, yeah, like, I get it now. It was just incredible and magical in every single way. I never wanted it to end. And then at the end, he brought out Maddie on and they had a little Shelter reunion. They played Shelter together and it was so good. If you don't know, they did in 2017, they did a whole Shelter tour. I saw them play at Coachella, and at Coachella was the last time that they played together, that set. And so they did a little reunion 2 years later, and it was funny because the people that I was with at Coachella, we were all together basically. Obviously missing a ton of people, but like a good core group of us, we were all together again, and getting to see it live again just has me all in my feels. So overall, Second Sky was amazing. I hope I get to go back in 2020. We'll see what happens, but I'm excited to see how this festival continues to grow, what's gonna happen next year, what artists are gonna be there next year, if there's gonna be new Porter music by then. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I hope you liked this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button to vibe with me and join the little Vibe Tribe. If you went to Second Sky, let me know what your thoughts were down in the comments below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you after Electric Forest. Bye.